Hello again, comic book and movie lovers. Jeffrey Michael here, and welcome to yet another super-powered edition of Jeffrey Michael's Movie Reviews Extravaganza. In this video, I will cover the movies that were released on November the 17th, 2017. Okay then. The first film that I will review is Justice League, rated PG-13. It is based on the DC Comics superhero team of the same name. It stars Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, Jason Momoa, and Ray Fisher, and was directed by Zack Snyder, who brought you such films as 300, Watchmen, Man of Steel, and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Well, he was directing until post-production, when in May he unfortunately lost his daughter to suicide. Sad. And so he passed on the directing reins for the rest of the film to Joss Whedon, who was the director of Avengers. There we go. Now, Justice League is the fifth film in the DC Extended Universe, or DCEU, franchise. It started with Man of Steel, then Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and now Justice League. Now, I gotta say, first of all, that aside from Wonder Woman, which was a really, really good movie, the rest of the films in the DC Extended Universe have been meh at best, with Suicide Squad in particular being a very big hot mess. But more on that in a bit. So anyway, first, the plot of the movie. It takes place after the events of Batman v Superman. The world is still mourning the loss of Superman. And meanwhile, Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, played by Ben Affleck, and Diana Prince, aka Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot, get word that an evil alien named Steppenwolf and his army of parademons have come down to conquer Earth. This is actually their second attempt, because the first time was thousands of years ago, and they were thwarted. And in the process, Steppenwolf's three mother boxes, or three boxes of pure power, were taken from him, and they were spread and hid throughout the planet. One with the Amazons, one with the Atlanteans, and the third one with the humans. And Steppenwolf has to refine these three mother boxes, because when he gets all three of them, the combined power will allow him to conquer the Earth once and for all. It's always the Earth that these villains always want to conquer. I mean, why can't it just be an island or a continent? I mean, such greedy aliens, am I right? So Wonder Woman and Batman realize they can't do it alone, so they have to get together a team, or rather, a league. See what I did there? So they recruit Barry Allen, aka The Flash, played wonderfully by Ezra Miller, Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman, played by Jason Momoa, and finally Victor Stone, aka Cyborg, played by Ray Fisher. Now, in the process, they have to get to these mother boxes before Steppenwolf does, and when they do find one, they use one of them to help them reunite with an old friend. Wink, wink. I won't go any further there for spoilers. Let me start out by saying I'm more of a Marvel Comics superfan, which I've already mentioned in my Thor Ragnarok review 2 videos ago. And I'm not against the DC Comics universe. I like them too, but I just wish that the movie makers had just done a little bit better job. I mean, like, for example, they tend to be more dark and brooding. I kind of wish there was a little more lightness to that. I mean, that really would help. And also the casting is a problem I've always had. Henry Cavill is fine as Superman, and Ben Affleck as Batman never really warmed up to that. But Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, oh my god, she brings such gravitas to this role. I mean, she's really good. And Ezra Miller practically steals the spotlight in this movie as The Flash. And I hope he gets his own movie soon. Jason Momoa as Aquaman looks nothing like his comic book counterpart. And Ray Fisher, just fine as Cyborg. Overall, though, this movie, it was somewhat good and somewhat not. I mean, the good, of course, is the camaraderie with the team and the special effects. The bad, though, the plot is kind of a mess. I mean, it's all over the place tone-wise, and it could really have been, kind of rewritten better. I mean, Steppenwolf is quite a generic villain. I mean, he pretty much was taken from a Hollywood library of generic villains. I mean, there's not really personality there. And just under 2 hours, I feel like the movie need to be longer, to give more time to develop our superheroes. Because, The Flash and Aquaman and Cyborg are introduced in really quick, in a flash. No pun intended. I kind of wish it was... I mean, this one actually benefits from... Actually has more jokes than the average film recently. I mean, I think that has to do with Joss Whedon, who did has a writing credit for the movie. um, so yeah, it's kind of better than a couple of the other movies, but it's still Wonder Woman is still the best movie. If you haven't seen that one yet, that's one to see. So, I mean, I'm open to seeing more DC Comics movies as long as they realize that, casting and script writing and story are all very important. Just tighten that up. Just tighten. Overall, this one I think I would give my grade a B minus. Like, it's better than I expected, but still needs some work. So if you are a DC Comics fan, go ahead and see it if you want to. I won't stop you, but would I recommend it? Sure, why not? If you're in for that. But they could have done better, I think, and I hope they do better for future installments. So, fingers crossed. All right, the next film that I will review is Wonder, rated PG. It stars Julia Roberts, Owen Wilson, and Jacob Tremblay, and was directed by Steven Chbosky, who is the writer and director of The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Oh, I love that movie, by the way. Anyway, Wonder is based on the New York Times best-selling novel by R.J. Palacio. It is set in New York, and our main character is a little boy named August, or Augie, Pullman. And he's not your regular average boy, nope. He was born with a rare form of Treacher-Collins syndrome, which results in severe facial deformities. And in his short little life, he's had to have 27 surgeries in order to, be able to, see properly, and he has hearing aids to hear. And also, he's been homeschooled his whole life by his mother. And the movie starts off, he's starting the 5th grade, and his parents have both decided that it's now time for him to go off to regular school, to get out in the world and also to be able to interact with kids his own age. And of course, they're understandably worried because, and Augie also is a big Star Wars fan, and most of his life he's worn a space helmet, whenever he goes out, to cover his face. But, first day of school, they take that off. Sorry, kid, it's time for you to start, acting like a regular boy in front of, other kids. And, they're like, please, God, please let his first day just go right. And predictably, though, we learn that valuable lesson that kids can be cruel. Because on his first day, a school bully named Julian ostracizes Augie from the rest of the kids, saying he's got like a disease or a plague. Don't get near him, you'll catch what he's got. So his first day, of course, he's upset and distraught. But thankfully, though, he's able to soon make friends with a little boy named Jack Will and a girl named Summer. Now, the movie largely stays faithful to the novel, and it follows, Augie through his first year, at regular school, and, concludes with his 5th grade graduation. I mean, the 5th grade's graduation, I don't know what that is. And so, I have to say, first of all, that this movie actually was a nice surprise, I thought. I mean, usually this kind of movie, like, it's usually overly sentimental and cloying, and they just begs the audience to feel sorry for the kid. But this movie actually does a great job of mostly avoiding those traps. Like, for one thing, Augie is not perfect. He, has bad days. He makes mistakes, and he lashes out at his parents sometimes, which he regrets, thankfully. And also, the family's not perfect either. Like, he has an older sister, and she's, for most of her life, felt neglected because she feels her parents spend so much time with Augie with his surgeries and homeschooling that, she felt left out a lot of her life. And also, her best friend in high school, over the summer is not hanging out with her anymore because she wants to hang out with the cool kids. And also the parents, they are not perfect parents either. Like, the father will say some stuff to the kid, like, not great advice, and they'll be like, don't tell your mother I told you that. So the movie, tells the story from different points of view. Augie, the older sister, the mother, the sister's friend. And we get to see, like, how all the people react to this whole situation. And the acting, by the way, is great from everybody. Julia Roberts is perfect as the mother. And Augie, played by Jacob Tremblay, oh my God, he's a marvel. I mean, Jacob Tremblay, you might know from the Academy Award-nominated film Room. He played the little boy in that movie, and he was criminally overlooked for an Oscar nomination for that film, I tell you. To this day, I still think a lot of people agree with me. And he does a great job of bringing, like, a nice warmness to Augie. And also to the credit of the makeup department. You mean through the makeup and CGI, they did a great job of making him look like he actually is a Treacher-Collins syndrome sufferer. And Overall, ladies and gentlemen, I would give this movie a nice B plus. I mean, it's heartwarming, it's inspiring, it's a great feel-good movie for the whole family. I would definitely recommend this one. Everyone, go see it this holiday season. You won't regret it. So the last movie that got a wide release on November the 17th was the animated film The Star, rated PG. Now, The Star is an animated retelling of the nativity story of Jesus Christ, but in a twist, it's told from the point of view of the animals. You know, the camels, the sheep, the doves. Were there doves at the nativity? I don't know. um, I didn't see this film, so unfortunately I can't give a grade for it. But can I just say one thing that I noticed about these low-budget animated films? The animation really isn't that great, and the jokes are usually lame and juvenile. But one thing I noticed from the trailers of these low-budget animated films is that they always list their entire celebrity cast, featuring the voice talents of Kelly Clarkson, Kristen Chenoweth, Tracy Morgan, Oprah Winfrey, blah 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 blah. Like their entire celebrity cast. Like, look at how many celebrities we got. Clearly, our movie is good, right? It's like you're putting glitter on a turd there. I mean, sure, it's bright and shiny, but still a turd. I mean, I'm pretty sure those celebrities were just looking for a quick paycheck. I don't think they actually believed in the script. But I mean, the professional critics gave it like mixed reviews. Some good, some bad. So if your kids, really want to see this movie, go ahead and take them. I don't have kids of my own, so thankfully I don't have to see this. Yeah, so basically it's for those kind of families, little kids and parents, but anybody else, just avoid, not worth it. I am Diana, Princess of the Mascara, and I am here to give the recap. Anyway, Justice League, B minus. Somewhat good action-packed film starring the entire DC Comics superhero lineup. See it. Wonder, B plus. Heartwarming, inspiring, and feel-good movie for the entire family. It is, dare I say, a wonder. My number one recommendation: see it. And finally, The Star. No grade since I did not see it, and it's for little kids with parents only. Anybody else, just avoid. And that'll do it for another super-powered edition of Jeffrey Michaels Movie Reviews Extravaganza. Until next time, happy movie watching, everybody. So long for now.